Hi there, folks. James Penka here, Creative Director of Titanic Project 401 and Titanic Honor and Glory. Today, I come to you with a much-needed status update on our various projects and endeavors, and on our company as a whole. I will start by thanking you for joining us all April long for our epic month to remember. It was without a doubt the most content we have ever released in 30 days, but it's nothing compared to the company that we have grown over these last 3 years together. Let's take a look back at what the last 12 months have brought us. To start, our cinematic director, Jack Gibson, has been hard at work as always. Over just the last year, we have released 2 real-time Titanic sinkings and 23 other animations, totaling in over 8 million views on YouTube. This includes animations of Titanic's launch, sea trials, Southampton departure, interior tours, Olympics launch, Britannic's final plunge, and so many others. Big thanks to Jack and his unbelievable talents for being a key reason that we have been able to bring such incredible Titanic content to the community. All 25 animations can be found on our YouTube channel, and God knows there will be more animations to come, so subscribe if you haven't. Speaking of these animations, Jack's greatest accomplishment to date is the newly released 2024 real-time syncing that debuted 2 weeks ago. After 10 months of research, animation, rendering, writing, editing, and sound mixing from Jack and the rest of the team, it featured over 350 VFX shots, 46 real-life quotes from those on board, over 40 interior syncing shots, 14 beautiful recordings from the White Star Line songbook, shots of the various ships in the Atlantic that night, and new research from renowned researcher Sam Halpern. The animation itself is a wonder, it truly is, but our annual live stream to showcase the animation was a smash hit as well. We were joined by 7,500 people online, a sold-out live audience in Orlando, Florida, and our special guests, Rory Golden and Dr. David Gallo, 2 men who will be leading the upcoming expedition to the very real Titanic. It was free of any technical issues for once, and our hosts, RMS Titanic Incorporated, loved the event so much that we are already planning a bigger and better live event for the next anniversary. So keep next year's April 14th, 15th open. You may want to join us in person. Links to both the animation itself and the live stream of the anniversary are in the description below. Speaking of RMS Titanic Incorporated, we recently announced that Titanic Honor and Glory will be participating in the upcoming expedition to the Titanic wreck site. Now, that's not to say we're going on the expedition, but we are involved in the planning process. We have already submitted our recommendations to the dive team to focus on this area and that area. We hope that the research we get back will assist in our never-ending quest to rebuild Titanic virtually. How cool is that? We are always on the lookout for primary sources, and you really can't get more primary than this. Even more incredibly, RMS Titanic Incorporated welcomed us to ask our community what you want to see more of from this expedition. Already we've received over 100 emails from you all with your ideas, and once we sift through them, we will send our favorites along. If you have an idea for the expedition, it is not too late. Send us an email at contact@vdr.llc with the subject line Expedition THG. Perhaps your idea will result in a new discovery. You never know. RMS Titanic Incorporated has already been an incredible partner over this last year. Already some of our visuals have snuck their way into the exhibitions around the world, and more will be rolling out soon. I've also been serving on a research team, going through the exhibits and looking for historical issues with text and images and whatnot, so the most accurate Titanic story will be told. And they have a bunch of other projects brewing that will bring the Titanic community much closer to the real thing than they ever have in the past. So we are elated about this partnership and what we can do together to tell Titanic's story in the most authentic way possible. Speaking of telling an authentic story, we also have had the honor to assist your friend Mike Brady of Ocean Liner Designs in over 20 Titanic documentaries on his channel over these last 12 months. His work, as always, is impeccable, and we have been happy to lend our visuals to him, and we'll continue to do so. And if you are a big Mike Brady fan like we are, we recently did a Let's Play together of our new demo update on YouTube. Link is in the description. Speaking of our demo, we recently released our final update of Demo 401. It features major improvements across the board, but the highlights are optimization improvements, visual setting improvements, mirrors and stained glass windows got some much needed love and attention. The levels have been reorganized to eliminate some load points, and best of all, there is music playing from the White Star Line songbook as you explore. This new update actually runs so well that we have seen people play it on the Steam Deck, which is amazing. As always, this demo is available on our website right now for free. Speaking of new features, we also just announced the full features list for Titanic Project 401. These features have been coming together over the last 3 years, believe it or not, and this was the first time we were able to lay them all out for everyone to see. It was a fantastic feeling seeing everyone's excitement. We asked what features our community was looking forward to the most, and I was so happy to see that there really wasn't a favorite. Every feature got a little love. Though probably the biggest feature to see on that list was what we are calling final moments. Basically a confirmation that Project 401 will in fact have a syncing element to it. I've been hinting that for a while that there would be some sort of syncing idea considered. What is a Titanic experience without something syncing related? But now we can confirm it. Players of Project 401 will be able to witness key moments in Titanic sinking in key locations on the ship. More details on final moments and the rest of that incredible list of features in the coming months. I will be doing deep dives into each feature, so stay tuned. Speaking of upcoming things to be excited about, we also just announced a partnership with a company called Mira, who will be taking a few spaces from Project 401 to make them explorable on their multi-user platform. Basically, this means you can explore Titanic for the first time in virtual reality with your friends online. But even cooler, through pixel streaming, Mira makes it possible for users to explore Titanic on Mac products or anything that has a browser. Even those of you without a computer, you will be able to explore our incredibly detailed and beautiful Titanic on your phone. Just the other day, we had a group of patrons jump into the Café Parisien on their phones, and it was a blast for a few of them in the cafe that day. It was the first time, and they're patrons, they're supporters of our projects, it was the first time they had ever been able to experience one of our projects. That's an incredible thing. That's what this Mira collaboration is all about, making our Titanic accessible to anyone. But what about Titanic Honor and Glory, the project we are named for, the project that originally brought many of you to this YouTube channel almost a decade ago? What is going on there? As many of you know, to avoid the mistakes of the past, we have been building Titanic's hull the only way you really should, the way Harland and Wolff once did. We laid a keel, which grew into the double bottom, which was followed by the framing of the ship, and because this is Titanic Honor and Glory, and we know a good snowball when we see one, we have also constructed the entire aerial gantry around the slipway. This was done partially to allow us to make incredible construction animations and images for you all, but also because we want future players of THG to be able to explore the ship and the gantry around her for the most unique views of Titanic possible. While this hull is being constructed, we've also tasked our volunteer modelers with creating highly detailed models of various objects on the ship. These objects were chosen based on which models in Project 401 look the worst. For example, we saw that all the light bulbs in 401 needed to be updated, so we had better ones made, and they look incredible. Best of all, you won't have to wait for Titanic Honor and Glory to see these models. They will make their first appearance in Project 401. We have also been devoting much of our days to organizing our massive archive of reference material. Our current archive is a mess that can be difficult to dig through. We're talking tens of thousands of files. Once this task is completed, it will be a piece of cake to find anything that is needed. This will also greatly speed up work for our volunteers, who will have every photo and historical reference at their fingertips. Now, believe it or not, there will come a point where construction on the ship's hull has progressed enough that we want you all to explore it. So we will release, at long last, the first official iteration of Titanic Honor and Glory. This will be the slipway, the gantry, and likely just the first stages of construction of Titanic's hull. Also included will be light historical features, not too dissimilar to those found in Project 401. Slowly, the hull will be constructed around you. Assets from Project 401 will be used to fit out Titanic Honor and Glory, and Titanic will finally come together. As always, we thank our supporters on Patreon and our generous YouTube Super Chat friends for their contributions, their excitement and love of Titanic. For these people who do support us financially, it's not just about Titanic Honor and Glory, this final product. It is the animations, it is the partnerships, it is the expedition, it is all these things that we've talked about in this video. That is Titanic Honor and Glory to them. And so just the biggest thank you to everybody who supports us. We will keep the content coming. We will keep the partnerships and exciting Titanic opportunities coming. And of course, we will keep our virtual museum projects coming. We will close now with an announcement and a never-before-seen look at Titanic Project 401. We've announced previously that the Mira version of Project 401 will contain 6 spaces, the first of which will be the Café Parisien. We can now show off in this video another space that is coming to Mira. Please listen closely for the incredible sound design from Andromeda Sound. It really brings Titanic to life. And also enjoy our first look at our Titanic in her sunset setting. Thanks again for another memorable April and what has become the most productive year in Titanic Honor and Glory history. We will see you all very soon.